What's going on YouTube? Super Saiyan Polar back at again with another Dragon Ball Super discussion. Reminder guys, this is going to be a spoiler discussion on the events that are going to be taking place in the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. So make sure if you guys don't want to be spoiled, click off of the video right now because we're about to dive headfirst into what's happening in Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, the events that are going to occur near the end of the movie, as well as upcoming arcs and where they're going to be taking Dragon Ball Super from here. Now, with that being said, the most recent trailer has actually been unveiled and revealed a bunch of spoilers that a lot of people weren't expecting. Now, this is something that was already kind of confirmed through the texts and monologues that have been given out to us like a month ago. The spoilers and the full story have already leaked, but Gogeta will be canon in this movie. Now, what this means is that yet again another movie character has been brought into the stage of the Dragon Ball Super realm, and it's been canonized to the point where literally it's going to be continued and worked on by Akira Toriyama. So it's something really great happening here. Now, the point that I wanted to bring up here is that at the very end of this Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Goku says a very interesting line, and I think a lot of people didn't take notice to this, but at the very end, Goku says that Broly is allegedly maybe even stronger than Beerus. Now, what we know from the end of Dragon Ball Super is that at the very end of the series, especially counting everything up from like episode 120 to 131, in the final moments of the Tournament of Power, people were hitting God of Destruction level powers. Like if we looked at God of Destruction form Toppo, literally in the name, they're God of Destruction level powered. And even Jiren and Goku, they ascended to that point. That was starting to phase Beerus out. Now with Broly being unleashed, yet another fighter is in this tier. And a good thing that they brought up here is that Broly actually jumped forward and tried to attack Whis. Literally in the movie, I think he goes and attacks Whis for 5 seconds, and literally he couldn't land the punch. But what this brings to our attention is that it's scaling the powers for us. So if he's stronger than Beerus, and he's weaker than Whis, this is literally a preview of the entire arc that's going to be coming up, because that is the power slot that they have to fill in. And I've been talking about this for the past year or so. Literally, it has to be above God of Destruction and below Whis' power level, or even below the Grand Priest where he's top 5. That's the whole power gap that they have to fill here up until Xeno. So literally, unless you're Xeno, you're not going to be there. But it's really cool to bring that up because Gogeta in the very end of the movie, if you guys have seen in the trailers, they're literally starting him from base form. And then in the trailer, they revealed his Super Saiyan form, and we knew already he's going to ascend to Super Saiyan God Blue. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. So from that, we know that Super Saiyan is going to be able to match Broly to some extent, and then Super Saiyan Blue is going to dwarf Broly. With that dwarfing Broly, and Broly being as powerful as he is, Gogeta should allegedly be stronger than Beerus. I mean, if you think about it, they've been powering up for so long, Beerus should be completely out of their class. God of Destruction level should be dwarfed by Gogeta, and it seems as though that's going to be the case here. Now, will this be able to take on Whis? I have a feeling no, but it should be able to at least land a punch on him, because going back to maybe 3 years ago in 2015, even 2014, I believe, I think it was 2015 when Resurrection after the movie dropped, but literally, it was one of the craziest things to see Super Saiyan Blue, and the form is actually like almost like 3 or 4 years old at this point when this video is being released. Being able to see Goku and Vegeta try to take on Whis, and then him pointing out their flaws, and then in the final moments of Dragon Ball Super, Goku correcting some of that, moving in the form of Ultra Instinct and surpassing everybody else, was great and all, but when they combine their efforts, look how powerful they become. If they were able to both master Ultra Instinct, go into Gogeta's form, and then go Ultra Instinct Gogeta, I have a feeling that will take on Whis, and that should be able to take on most of the fighters and dwarf everybody. But I don't see that happening until the very end, and it seems as though they're going to be taking Dragon Ball Super to the next level with this arc, because everyone's going to be God of Destruction level powered. If they're not, it's going to be kind of a flop, because I feel like in terms of power creep, they didn't really make much sense of it. They're just going to constantly nerf people and then buff people at any whim without any real aesthetic power-ups, and I don't think that makes sense. So I have a feeling Gogeta's going to dwarf Beerus. Most likely, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that he already beats him regardless? I feel like Gogeta should be able to beat Beerus hands down. Whis, not so much, but I think he's going to be reaching there. if he goes Ultra Instinct and they master that form, which they did mention was a flaw with what they did at the end of Dragon Ball Super, revealing that form a little too early. They did want toy sales, and it seems as though they did the same exact thing here with Gogeta, because they reveal. I didn't want them to reveal him in the trailers, but they did because they want to sell the toys. The toys are already for sale. You see Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta everywhere fighting Broly. I might buy one myself because they look amazing, but at the same time, if they do end up taking Ultra Instinct, they have to pace it a lot better, and that should be towards the end of when Dragon Ball Super really ends, because they did say in episode 131, this is just a semi-hiatus. We don't know if the new series is going to be launching off of the Dragon Ball Super name in episode 132, or if they're going to be using something new and call it something else after the Super Broly movie. So it does take place after the Tournament of Power, and the Prison Planet arc is something that kind of fuses together Dragon Ball Super Heroes little short series plus Dragon Ball Super. It's going to be a lot of things to take in, but regardless of the fact, Ultra Instinct will return, and hopefully not too soon, because if they master that right off the start, literally it's going to kill most of the series. They have to find some new middle ground between that form and where Super Saiyan Blue is, because that's been the face for the past 4 years or so, 3 to 4 years, and Ultra Instinct is new, but they can't just jump right into that right away, because it just doesn't make sense in terms of power creep and them trying to balance things out. Yes, movie characters now can be canon because of what they've done here in this particular movie, canonizing not one, but 2 characters that were only thought to be available in the video games and movies. But now that Akira Toriyama's worked on this, and he's moving into the Prison Planet arc, there's so many possibilities, and it's going to be really, really exciting to see. I just want to see them keep the power level continuity proper, because they kind of dug themselves into a hole saying that Xeno is the strongest, the Grand Priest is one of the top 5 fighters, and then there's Whis and the Angels, and then God of Destructions, and having Goku and Vegeta now playing around in this area where they're past God of Destruction. They have to be. They beat God of Destruction Toppo, they beat Jiren, Ultra Instinct is insanely powerful, Beerus was already like on the verge of being defeated in the movie, but then they retconned that in the series, and that wasn't really fair to them, but they did it anyway, because I mean, to prolong the series you have to. And then they trained and got so many power buffs throughout the entirety of the series. There's no way, after all is said and done, that Ultra Instinct was already in the question to beat Beerus, but you're telling me that Gogeta can't beat him at this point. I feel like it should be able to beat Beerus hands down, and Beerus is now going to be a thing of the past. And like we said, they are replaceable. We're going to see a bunch of fighters reach this God of Destruction tier, and are they going to be replacing the current God of Destructions? I'm not exactly sure. They have a role to play, because you have to destroy things in order to create things, and it's going to be really interesting to see who gets to stay around and who's not. I mean, death in the Dragon Ball realm doesn't really exist, and we know this for a fact because even when Frieza, like literally he's been gone and come back so many times, as many times like Krillin, but it's going to be a really good place to see where they're going to head with this idea, and if God of Destructions are going to fear the mortals now, because, I mean, Beerus was always acting like the tough guy, but here we see Broly is going to be launching a rampage, and we haven't seen from the spoilers exactly what him and Beerus's back and forth is going to be, but the fact that this man has the balls to go and attack Whis is something else, and then get dwarfed by not only Whis, but Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, it brings a lot of red flags to what they're going to be doing here, and the fact that Beerus, he's going to have to kick the bucket eventually, or probably be removed from that status. What do you guys think? Should they replace the God of Destruction? Is Gogeta stronger than the God of Destruction? Can Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta take on Whis, if anything? Or will Ultra Instinct Gogeta / Vegito be able to take on Whis? I have a feeling that that should be where that power level is, and we know it's been the end-all be-all as always, and at least in this movie we're going to see a definitive win, and Broly gets to stick around, because as you guys know, they're not killing Broly, and they're going to be keeping him around as a friend. However, this friend of theirs is now stronger than the rest of the Z Fighters, and this friend is above God of Destruction levels, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see where they head with this. It's going to be absolutely amazing to see a team up, if anything, if there's a threat that happens, and I feel like it's going to have to be like a multiple amount of enemies attacking them at once. Absolutely, absolutely amazing news. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications because YouTube hates me, and comment down below. I'll be seeing you guys next time. All right, take care.